Let's start the story about how I was cycling in Central America alone. But as I told you, I went to Canada for 1 year for working holiday visa. And in Canada, I decided to travel around the world by bicycle. And I went to America. I flew from Canada to the United States because I travel whole Canada, so I knew how it would be Canada. So yeah, I'm looking chatting and then suddenly I got lost. Yeah, and I went to so I cycled from United States, and United States was quite easy, and but at the beginning of course it was difficult, but after a few months I got better and I went to Mexico, and Mexico was very adventure because I was scared, but everything was fine. After like 1 month I got used to, and I crossed the border Central America. But Central America is something it's different from Mexico again because it's Central America is actually known for a dangerous place too. Uh, Actually, yeah, okay. So I crossed the border Guatemala. Yeah, Guatemala is my first Central America, but the safety is really something different from Mexico. That I feel more dangerous in Central America because like people always talking about who was killed, and the people who was killed was just a neighborhood. Actually, like I went to some supermarket and I come back and then my host local people said, oh, you know what, the owner was killed. That owner was killed by gun, and wow, I got scared. Many times I was scared, so I never ever dreamed of wild camping. I always ask local people like, hey, can I set up my tent at your yard? And even I didn't comfortable even to set up my tent at someone's yard, especially Guatemala, Honduras, and Nicaragua. It's more dangerous actually, so it's not comfortable to ask. So I tried to actually set up my tent. No, no, like a hotel. I tried to actually some cheap hotel, or I ask a police station or like a fire station. So which is more like safer, I think. And the weather was crazy hot for me. The hardest part for the weather was Central America because it's so humid, so hot, and there's no such a like AC, air conditioner a lot. Maybe only expensive places. So that's difficult to cycling, and the mosquitoes. There are always like lots of mosquitoes. So I was bitten by mosquito, and then my leg was burned by strong sun. Because at the time I wear the short pants and then just t-shirt, so I only used the sun cream, but sun cream didn't work well because the sun was too strong. So I really got burned. So since that time, I wear always long pants and I put the extra sleeves here to protect. Cause strong sun really bother me too much, and it doesn't prevent actually the mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are they're crazy. Always they bite me through all my this clothes. So the two things was really bothering me in Central America: the weather and the safety. For me, in my memory, the most dangerous place was actually Central America. Nothing happened to me, but the problem was local people keep talking about how it's dangerous, and I could feel that every small grocery shop, I cannot go into and buy something. They always have this iron bar in front of their entrance, so I have to point what I want. I cannot go enter. I cannot enter and choose. I must just point. And so that was because even this small shop, they are in danger from the robber. So I could have every single time, and gas station and every small shop there's a guard with gun. So I feel that this is dangerous place, and many people also warned me that more than actually Mexico, like how you must be careful. And there's a few city I really didn't go. Maybe it was maybe Guatemala or Nicaragua. There's some very dangerous city, and I really didn't go. It was capital or something. Yeah, mosquitoes are everywhere, but yeah, actually mosquitoes are more than like there's a lot if there's more lake, and I heard I saw the map in Finland that there are lots of lake, so it can be crazy. But Central America is very hot and humid, and there's no such a air conditioner, so I was sleeping like with sweating, and then everything was really so challenging, like weather and mosquito. If it's together, and like, it's crazy bothering me. So safety was really like I cycle in Africa. I talk about Africa next time the other week. And so actually Africa was I feel safer in Africa than Central America. Central America was like crazy. In my memory, the most dangerous place would be Central America. And I always be careful to take the picture. I have a DSLR, a bit expensive one, like $1,000 or something more than that. So whenever I take picture, I must put my camera into bag. So that is challenging. So I couldn't enjoy much. So I tried to cycle very fast actually, because of the safety. I couldn't enjoy. Also, people. I'm sorry, it's a bit negative today. People are also very different. People also give me very challenging. That Central America was different from Mexico. That people really make kissing sound and whistle a lot to me, because I'm a cycling. I mean, I'm alone and I'm a girl. I mean, it doesn't matter how I like wear. Like my clothes was really like ugly. I mean, compared to local people always wearing beautiful clothes or something that my clothes are so ugly. I mean, just cycling and I'm always sweating, but they making kissing sound all the time, and I got so tired. Like, that was challenging. Yeah, Russia is. You heard that Russia is a crazy place to cycle. They can be true, but the only problem in Russia is the traffic. Traffic is crazy, can be really crazy. Africa is worse. I don't know. Actually, Africa was fine, but I'm a girl, so being girl alone that makes whole different from like couple or male or friends cyclists. That's really whole different. So like if I cycle alone in this kind of macho country like Central America or Africa, too much flirting. It's not because like I really didn't wear such a pretty clothes or like thick makeup. It's just I'm really like sweating a lot and smelly and like worn out clothes, but they don't care. Just like, oh, there's a girl alone, and they really flirting. They just making kissing sound, and I do hate that because it's something I really don't know why they don't know that it's disgusting. It's really totally disgusting from to hear from stranger on the street. So everything was really difficult, right? It was not safe, and it was crazy hot, and even people were too much of, like flirting on the road. There are many good people there, but the thing is that I'm cycling, and all day I see this kind of people, and I got tired. Even if I see good people, like I don't know, it's half enough. Rover in Russia, yeah. So let's talk about which route I cycle in Central America. So I enter from Tapachula in for to enter Central America. So I start from Guatemala, and from Guatemala I cycle to on the west side, but not the coast, and then I enter El Salvador, and then Nicaragua, and the Honduras. Honduras was very short. I think it was only a few days. In Nicaragua and Costa Rica and Panama. So that was my route in Central America. I should tell this one from the beginning. Uh, just 1 second. Okay, why today is like this? So also the difficult part was El Salvador. In my memory, El Salvador was very hard because guys are more naughty. There, I was cycling and I, I stopped for drinking something for street vendor, and then I felt very hard, something like a pain on my back, and actually someone threw something dough for tortilla to me from the guy was on a car, like a very fast car, so that makes more speed, and it was so painful. And the street vendor told me it's very common in El Salvador that guys can be really like naughty, that they just throw something from the car, and I was hit. That's really painful. Even this tortilla dough. So even I wrote that I don't like El Salvador on my blog. Actually, but then time passes. That was my like 5 years ago, and now if I think about El Salvador, I don't have such a feeling of hateness. Then now I'm okay with the country. So I think also the feeling is changed. People ask me like, what is the country you hate? What is the country you like? But as the time goes, and then I actually forget this bad feeling. Now, if I think about El Salvador, I just think about like the road and the good people. Hello, Rust again. You're back. I'm talking about Central America now, talking about El Salvador. So El Salvador was a bit challenging, and Honduras was really, really short. But Guatemala was actually in my memory, so it was very peaceful. First, I entered the big city, and there was more like tourists, and I stay with the local people, and I hang out with other travelers. So that was easy, and I went to some big lake. There was a lake very popular, and it was so relaxed. Guatemala was so relaxed, but Guatemala is actually known for very dangerous robber or like kidnap or killing. And Nicaragua actually at some part I took the bus to Costa Rica because actually I was very very tired at the end of like flirting and the dangerous situation, and the weather mosquitoes like and people like flirting too much, so that makes me tired, so I just took the bus, and the southern part and the northern part in Costa Rica I just moved by the bus, and I arrived the capital of Costa Rica by bus, and from there I start cycle again, and I cycle on the coast part, and that was something more relaxed. And actually, Costa Rica is my favorite country because of the one reason. I'm not sure you'll. I don't know. Like people will agree with me, but it doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong or right. This is my opinion. The reason why I like Costa Rica was they don't have a army. They don't spend money for army. They spend money for more education and environment. So like like every country they spend lots of money for army, but that you can spend their money for more good things. So Costa Rica is the actually richest country amongst Central America countries. They have a better education, they have better like economy, and even there are many places are preserved for like nature something. So some places are so green, and they don't do any construction like under construction things, like they only preserve for like a nature park. So you can see really beautiful park in Costa Rica. And Costa Rica is more care about like human being and other things, but still it's still there are some like low salary, so still people are struggling. But Costa Rica is better than any other Central America countries compared for life actually. So I really like Costa Rica, but they don't have really army, but think actually they have in the back actually maybe they are supported by America. So they have a problem with Nicaragua on the border, some area. So actually they need the army, but they don't have army. So for sure that if they have problem, they'll ask help to America government. Please help me. So actually no army, but something behind they have. But still, it's a good idea, right? That no army. I always dreamed that no army, because in my country we have a conflict with the North Korea. So young guy must go to army service, military service, and that's 2 years, and it's a waste of time. They don't do anything in the military service. They are just brainwashed, and no study and no any such activities, nothing at all, and they are just brainwashed. And so many couple, all of couple, they are really like broke up when the guy went to military service. So everything is really not good. I don't support the military service actually, and even it's not fair because only male goes and female doesn't go. It's an unfair thing too. So I really like surprised by Costa Rica's politic things. Uh, okay, just 1 second. There's another things. Why today weird people? Yeah, and Panama. I moved to Panama, and Panama, the weather was a bit better than other Central American countries. So finally, I could sleep in the night. Before, it was really impossible to sleep in the night. It was too hot in the night even, so I couldn't sleep deeply. So I was having problem. But from Panama, I could sleep in the night. It was a bit like less hotter, but I think it depends on season. I was in Central America, I'll be like a July, something June, this kind of summer weather. So maybe it was hotter. I was talking to other cyclists, and he said it was not that hot. So I think I was in the hottest time, and if you cycle in the hottest time, it's crazy. You should avoid the hottest time. That's really crazy. But Panama was a bit better than other countries, so I could be more like relaxed. And I also set up my tent at people's yard, and but still Panama was the same, that like guys are like making kissing sounds, so that was a bit yeah, hard. So from Panama, I have to find the route to Colombia, because there was a jungle between Panama and Colombia. Nobody can cross. This is the weirdest part, that how come people cannot cross if there is border. That's weird, isn't it? That like so I had to find the route, but flight is quite expensive. So but there was some kind of rumor that there was a ferry, but there was no ferry at the time, and flight is expensive. So I was thinking also, I don't like to take a flight with my bicycle, and actually at the time I never tried even before. So I decided to find a sailing boat, and it was a bit difficult to find a sailing boat even by myself, because I was alone. So it's expensive that I must find other people to take sailing boat together. So I went to some city and finally uh, Girolamo, I answered that later. Now I'm talking about Central America. So I was uh, I was looking for sailing boat and I went to some city, small city, and I found something. But that was craziest boat sailing boat ever in my life. That it was there was kind of it was very bad weather. So it was raining, and the wave was very strong. So I actually vomit and I had a headache. But then two guys on the boat they was actually fishing. So I was really sick at the boat, and it takes I don't know how many hours it take. It takes really long hours to go to somewhere, some other places. It is called Sunglass. It's Mediterranean Sea, Caribbean Sea. So I was very sick when I arrived there, and it was very difficult to find the other boats. And I had a hard time. Really, like I cried, and it was one of the worst, hardest time in my trip. And finally, I found some boats, and yeah, and then I went to. There was another like four other like travelers like me, but and they are like backpackers. So I joined their boat, and from that time, it was a bit more relaxed, and it took like 3 4 days to go to Colombia from the Caribbean Sea, San Blas. That was something very unique experience that you don't see anything, you don't see any trees, you don't see any land for at least 2 days because first day I see still because we started and then the last day when I arrived there I stayed from the four but like 2 days really no any tree no any land and that was like very unique experience. I feel like I'm in some movie. That was really new experience and even the some point the dolphin was following us. So very nice experience. That these days there's very cheap flight from actually Panama to Colombia, and also there was a ferry, but then ferry stopped, and I'm not sure they started again. But if you go to Central America, you should try sailing boats from Panama to Colombia. It's not cheap. I paid more than like $200, between $200 $300. So that was very unique experience that you should try if you go to this trip. If you go to Central America to South America, yeah, I recommend this trip. But it's still very weird in Central America. You cannot cross the border. How come? Why still we cannot control some area? Even it has been more than 5 years that the main reason why people cannot cross from Panama to Colombia because there's jungle and there's a lot guerrilla, like they're just kill people and governments really abandoned that area. So that's weirdest part, one of the weirdest part that people cannot cross. And some reporter, some journalists tried to go there and kidnapped. They were kidnapped, and I don't know what's the full story. So I think I still the border is closed for normal people. I mean, it's not closed. I mean, you can try it, but you'll be kidnapped. So it's very dangerous. And sailing boat experience was very good. So that was my Central America cycling experience. That Central America is something different from Mexico. It's still Latin America that they speak Spanish. So it's, if you speak Spanish or if you speak a little bit Spanish, it's still easy to travel. Actually, Latin America is easy to travel if you speak Spanish, and you can learn Spanish very easily because all the time people speak to you in Spanish. And also, I didn't have such a like language barrier. That I learned like Spanish a lot on the traveling, or so I tried to learn grammar by myself. So you must actually study Spanish before going there, and then you will have more experience. What kind of help did you receive cycling in that area? Um, Actually, people are very nice. Actually, the problem was that I had a problem with actually males on the street. They just too much flirting. But usually, like family, they're very very nice. So in Panama, I asked like, can I set up tent, and then they let me set up tents at their yard. And Central America, I don't know when people are usually very nice. So when I ask help, they help me. So people are also generous. So I sometimes, like there's like being girl can bring problem. The problem is like flirting, and they don't help with a pure reason. Like they help sometimes with the like hiding some purpose. So people can be very helpful because they think that she's very fragile, that we need to help her. But then on the other hand, some people really like help for some bad reasons. So I have to be careful. But usually family are so like family can be really like I never had a problem with any family as help. Just I'm trying to be more careful about males help. So people were nice in Central America, and you will feel that like usually people are generous in Central America. I mean, Latin America, people are more generous and open minded. They don't mind helping you. I think today was a bit like today I was a bit today my live stream was a little bit like messed up because mic didn't work, and there was the weird people on my chat list. They I don't know they advertising, so I had to ban. And once I ban, and I lose my yeah, my talking. So if you have any question about Central America, ask me. I can answer. Central America. Central America is very close to America, so I think there are more American travelers you can meet easily. And there are many hostels you can find other travelers. So it's been not that difficult, but here my some tip will be listen to what local people say. Like if the local people say, "Oh, it's too dangerous," then try to avoid, because local people are really like the real information, and also try to talk to other travelers, because who have been there, because they know what's the situation, so they know better information than media you're seeing. And for cycling, prepare well. I think Central America is a bit like it doesn't have such a good economy. So if you have such a bicycle problem, it'll be a bit difficult to find solve the problem. Did I enjoy the food in Central America? Actually, Central America is way cheaper than Mexico. So I eat every time outside. Like one meal was only like less than $2, and usually it's beans and also some meat, and it can be queso, cheese. I still remember queso. So I enjoy the food, but I read actually my article about like Central America, and I write oh the food is not that much spicy compared to Mexico. But if I go now, I think it will be spicy. At the time, I think I eat very very spicy food, but now I cannot eat much spicy food. Thank you, JJ. Yeah, like it's this Latin America. They all like except Brazil, they speak really Spanish, so it looks like same, but it's really different. They like also tribe is different. Like in Guatemala, there's Mayan people that they wear very traditional clothes. Also in Panama, some people wear very traditional clothes. So I like people actually wearing traditional clothes, because that makes my traveling something very special, because I feel like oh I'm in new places. So I like this kind of places, and Guatemala is something unique. Also Panama is unique about this local people. Uh, I didn't cycle in Argentina actually. If if you have a chance, you will go again to Central America. My answer is no. I swear, but now I don't have such a. I don't. As I told you, it was too hard, and I don't actually, I'm very fed up about macho countries that people are flirting me too much. It doesn't matter how old I am. It doesn't matter beautiful or ugly. The only matter thing is like you're a girl alone and it's target, and I don't want to be target. But actually, I love to go to Central America with the other travelers, with other friends, and I want to try some beach or something like traveling course. But I don't want to cycle there alone again. It's not it's not such a good place for a girl being alone. And even I recommended maybe you should travel with other male partner maybe. But actually, backpacking and traveling, cycling is different. Cycling is more you're alone, you're more target. But backpacking can be different that you will get less flirting, I'm sure. But still, but like in kind of macho country, it's always better to travel with the male travelers. Hello, baby fan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what you say. Thanks a lot. How did JJ asked me how did you manage to replace a wheel or tire? But in Central America, I was about like beginning. I just started my traveling, so I didn't have such a problem about wheel, but tire was fine. Yeah. How many wheels did you have in reserve? But I think after 10,000 kilometer, you should change maybe tire and wheel can be different because some wheel is expensive, some wheel is not expensive, so it's different. And actually, there's still many places I never been, and I love to travel again. But I think not my. I mean, it depends on the time. That maybe sometimes I wanna travel by bicycle again, but some place I just wanna backpack. I wanna just traveling with my backpack, especially like macho country like Central America or like maybe Latin America or like Africa. I wanna travel again, but with the backpack and also with other like travelers, because I don't like too much attention because I'm a girl. Yeah. So today I was talking about Central America. Uh, yeah, yeah. Marathon Plus is actually very good for tire. Today I was talking about Central America. I hope it was interesting, and sorry that if I like mumble. I had a little bit problem. See you tomorrow again. I post about tomorrow event, how I deal, what kind of talking I talk. So stay tuned and see you tomorrow same time. And I try to be on time because every day I see problem and that makes me a bit like delayed my like live stream 10 minutes, 20 minutes. But my goal is to do live stream on same time. So tomorrow I try to be on time, and I will talk about new topic tomorrow, and you should turn on the notif alert. On my channel next is there's small bell, and if you turn on and you can get notification if I start a live stream, and you can join and we can talk tomorrow every day actually, and you feel like I'm your friend, and actually I feel that you're my friend. I mean, actually, at this moment here is a co-working space. I pay a monthly co-working space in Thailand, Chiang Mai, and I do live stream more than 1.5 months every day. So I'll be your friend, everyday friend. So see you tomorrow. Please stay tuned. Have a nice day, and have a good evening, good afternoon, or good morning. Have a really good day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.